It's Friday, so you know what that means. Let's welcome tonight's guest. You may recognize him from his feature in Average White Guy magazine, co-host of Fox & Friends First, Todd Pyro. As former Miss Citrus, she comes freshly squeezed. Host of the Morgan Ortega Show on Sirius XM, Morgan Ortega. It's been 12 years since she tested positive for food. New York Times bestselling author and Fox News contributor Kat Tiff. And the Great Barrier Reef is his loofah. New York Times bestselling author, comedian, NAA world champion Tyrus. All right.
I thought those were gone.
Before we get to some news stories, let's do this.
Greg's Leftovers.
What's they heard?
Yeah, it's Leftovers, where I read the jokes we didn't use this week. And as always, it's my first time reading them, so if they suck, we'll put Joe Mackey in a meat grinder and turn him into hot dogs. So here we go. Oh, fingers crossed. During a House committee speech, Democrat Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal accused former President Donald Trump on Wednesday of inciting an erection. Something she's never been guilty of herself. Terrible. Chris Christie announced he's dropping out of the GOP presidential race. Quote, "It was difficult to support his platform," said the workers who designed the debate stage.
Wow.
And like many politicians who drop out, Christie says he's looking forward to taking some time off and spending more time with his family.
Jesus.
According to a report, Kamala Harris has created her own scented candle. And just like her, it gets lit every night. She's a drunk. Top Gun 3 is in the works at Paramount Pictures. In this next installment, Maverick will take on his biggest foe yet, an enlarged prostate. We'll all get there. The girls' high school basketball game was canceled after players hurled anti-Semitic slurs against their Jewish opponents. I know, shocking, right? Jewish basketball players. An Oklahoma 13-year-old is believed to be the first person to ever beat the video game Tetris. Incredible. When I was his age, I was beating something else.
This is where we're going.
Oh, no.
I don't know what that means. The FAA issued a safety update after Alaska Airlines mid-air blowout, warning that parents not to hold unsecured babies on their laps. The airlines clarified that there will be an upgrade fee if you're in coach and your baby ends up in first class. In a related story, an aviation firm claims it's developed a jet fuel made entirely from human poop. Which means I finally sold some sucker all my boxes of poop. The city council in St. Paul, Minnesota will now be made up entirely of women. First order of business, new drapes.
No one's safe.
No one is safe. A company in the UK has created bananas that never turn brown. Great, now bananas are racist. This week, a rocket was launched into space with the intention of releasing the remains of 330 people, including George Washington, JFK, and Joe Biden. Reports claim.
Oh, no.
I know. Hey, I'm not proud of this. Reports claim that Jeffrey Epstein tried to stop a rumor that he once invited Stephen Hawking to the island for a conference, which led to his alleged underage orgy.
Ew.
Which seems like a ridiculous rumor since kids rarely eat their vegetables. That is the worst joke I've ever heard. I am firing Ducey for sending that to me.
It is true, though. Kids hate vegetables. What the hell?
I know. Reports claim that over 2,000 migrants have displaced students at a Brooklyn high school. The downside is the students missed in-person classes. The upside, the landscaping was amazing. It is so racist. Terrible, racist joke. That's why it's not on the show. On an episode of The View, Whoopi Goldberg said she believes if Trump wins in 2024, he'll get rid of journalists and gay people. Well, there goes Bravo.
Not the housewives.
According to researchers, holding in a fart in public can lead to horrific consequences. See, that's why I'm so healthy, said one man.
Wow.
A remake of The Blob is in the works, and Hollywood is already scouting for the main star. Finally, a relationship expert addressed the real reasons why your partner won't have sex with you. It may be caused by a lack of confidence, wealth, or if you look like this.
I knew that was coming. You know what? I sat up straight. I got ready. I knew it was coming.
Yeah, unbutton that shirt. Now to the news. ESPN's in a jam because they ran an Emmy-stealing scam. And now they're in the Hall of Fame when it comes to using bogus names. This is the weirdest story. According to a report from The Athletic, ESPN has admitted to operating a scam going back decades of using fake names of people who didn't exist to obtain more than 30 Emmys for their on-air talent. I know. Here's my question. Why didn't Fox think of that? Here's how it went down. According to rules set by the Academy, on-air talent could win individual Emmys, but not as part of the staff of a show. So to skirt this rule, ESPN would insert fake names on Emmy submissions under the guise of associate producers. Now, for those of you unaware of what an associate producer does, my laundry. But if they won, and they did, they re-engraved the awards and then gave them to on-air personalities who actually didn't win. I know. What's hilarious is that for the fake names ESPN made up, it's like they were barely trying to hide it. So Lee Corso was Lee Clark. Kirk Herbstreit was Kirk Henry. Desmond Howard was Dirk Howard. Samantha Ponder was Steve Ponder. Well, not only did she get a fake name, they also reassigned her gender. Someone get Riley Gaines on the phone. Or as ESPN calls her, Riley Green. The report notes that there was no evidence the on-air talent was aware of this scam, and ESPN has returned the statues to the Academy. We go to the ESPN talent now who had their statues returned. But the big question is, why the hell did they do this? Well, a person involved in the ESPN Emmy submission process said, quote, "You have to remember that those personalities are so important and they have egos." Which is a shame, for it gives TV personalities a bad name because not all of us have egos. I don't come here to do this show every single day so I can win some fancy statue. Plus, it's not like I need an Emmy. I already have, a Nobel Peace Prize. And a Mr. Universe trophy. And and Mrs. Universe. I won that on my own. And an NBA Defensive Player of the Year. But seriously, the accusation of cheating couldn't come at a worse time for ESPN, as the network just finished a tribute to the most honest athletes of all time, like Lance Armstrong and Barry Bonds and the East German women's swim team. Yeah, we made fun of them back then. Todd, this is pretty amazing. Have you ever won an Emmy?
I have not.
Right. Do you ever wish you had?
I actually applied, and in local news, you actually have to apply yourself and pay your own fee in order to win the Emmy. So that leads me to my conclusion. There is no way in hell that the on-air talent did not know about this scheme.
Right.
If for no other reason, then, people in this business talk, and it is a small business. So if you see Sportscaster X at another station win the award, you know. You've done your research. You've been monitoring the Emmys. You know they won that award. So when randomly a package shows up in your mail and says you won the award, you know it's not yours. Second point, though, Greg, you ran the names. One thing you didn't mention about those names, those are all adult film star names. Dirk Howard, Kirk Henry, Chris Fulton, Lee Clark, and Steve Ponder.
Okay, that is an amazing fact, and I love you for that, but I also want to know how you knew. Oh, that makes this whole story worthwhile.
Glad I can make it about me unintentionally. Always seems to happen on this show.
No, but that was not a rhetorical question. How did you know that?
Because I got to be honest, everyone remembers the women's names. No one remembers the guys' names.
How did you know? I need to know.
Tyrus, Greg, and Kat, Morgan, I believe in being well-rounded and knowing all aspects of the entertainment industry. I need to know the competition in case one of these individuals, applies to be the anchor on Fox and Friends First.
So when it comes to research, you'd say you're pretty anal. All right, we got to move on.
No, stay here.
No. Greatest.
I allot my time for the explanation.
Greatest segment ever.
Everybody's yielding their time to you to beat up on me and the porn addiction you just made up on national TV.
You kind of put it out there, Britt.
Yeah. Morgan, in 2002, you won your Miss Citrus title. But did you really? Did you really? Why would they do this?
I have a theory. I think it's because we spent so much time as a culture giving out participation trophies, and now it's like the next natural evolution from participation trophies. You're just like rigging the system to give it to everybody. I don't know. I mean, listen, no one's ever going to accuse me of being Sporty Spice, but like, I thought you're not supposed to cheat in games.
Yeah.
Like, you would think ESPN would know that.
Yeah, well, you know what? Every time they veer away from sports, they screw up. They should just stick to reporting what's on the field. Kat. So, in short, these Emmys were improperly obtained. It's like the media equivalent of stolen valor. As a member of the media and married to a veteran, this must be doubly offensive.
Exactly. No, this makes so little sense. I remember I talked to Todd in the room. I actually was worried that I was stupid.
Yeah.
Even though we all know that's not true.
I couldn't understand it.
Couldn't understand it because it's, you win an Emmy. It's like, okay, for 13 years this went on, and not a single one of these people was like, wait, but I wasn't invited to the ceremony. If somebody just handed me an Emmy with my name on it, congrats, I'd start laughing. Or it just shows up at your house. And also, we're all on TV, right? If you win an award, what's the first thing you're gonna do?
Yeah,
Google yourself.
Exactly.
And see what other people are saying about it. We're all insufferable, at least I can admit it. But not a single one of these people Googled themselves.
Right.
And to see the list, not a single one of them was like, wait, I would have liked to go to the ceremony and have pictures of myself taken. Not a single one of the people in literally the most narcissistic profession that there is, which is being on air, had that thought or asked that question. I am not buying that for a second.
What do you think, Tyrus?
I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Because what they did was, it's the part that doesn't go on TV. It's the team. and they're part of the team. So it's like the producers earned it for putting up with their arrogant asses, but to spit in the face of producers, well, we got to make sure that little Greggy here gets a trophy too.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, you're not up for the individual one, it's the team one.
Yeah.
But all Emmys are you have to pay.
Yeah.
You have to pay. So if you have the greatest #1 late night show, but the host is cheap, you don't get an Emmy. You know what I'm saying? Let's not forget, this is the guy who offered me $20 to break up protests because I was black. So when that Emmy price list came out, he was like, we don't need it. We're good on integrity. So
Tyrus, don't worry. I've got tickets for all of us to the adult video awards. So we'll all be going.
You know, I have a feeling you're like, you know, the guy, like the directors, and you're like, your role, it was like you were probably in them at a younger time in your life, but you were in the non-action part. You were like the one pizza delivery guy in the porno who they take the pizza from and close the door.
They did need the whitest guy.
Yeah.
I was in the list.
It makes sense, though, because what other group of people besides you is getting off work at 6 in the morning?
Yeah.
All right, we got to move on. Up next, we're talking to Vivek because the country's at stake.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.